Welcome to SQL Development Crash Course. This is your host Mohan, and we are at day 21. Today, we are going to learn about SQL Subquery. In our last video, we have learned about stored procedures in SQL Server. So, in case if you haven't watched that video, please go and watch that. And if you're not following the whole playlist, I will request you to please go through it so that you will understand the concept better. So, without any further delay, let's move to the SQL Server Management Studio. So, what is subquery? As its name suggests, that subquery is a query inside a query. So, we will understand this with more examples here. So, in today's video, we are going to use those two tables. Here we have department table and the EMP table. In the departments table, we have six department with different department ID and department name. And in the employee table, we have total 100 of employee here and with their names, employee ID, department name, salary, and joining date. So, let's move to the example. So we will understand all those examples with some questions or the problem statement. So the first problem statement is find the employees who are earning more than the average salary of all employees. So here first we need to find the average salary of all the employees, and we need to compare this result with the all the employees who and whoever salary wherever salary is more than this average salary, we'll get the employees in the output list. So for that we can say select average salary from EMP, right? Here we will get the average salary. Let me write it here. So we have average salary that is 83,877. We can also give this name or alias average cell. So it will give the column name as average cell. Now I want to find the employees who are earning more than this, right? So there is one way of writing this is select star from EMP where salary is greater than this, right? If we will write this, it will give you output and it will give all the employee name or employee details who are earning more than this average salary. But in real life scenario, this does not work, or this is not recommended because it is not good practice to hard code any value here. This query should be the dynamic one. And here, in case if the salary of employee changes, this will remain invalid. Okay. So for that, we will not use that. Instead of this, we will use this query inside our main query. So this is our main query, and here we can give this. So in the inner query, we are getting this result as average salary. In the outer query, we will get the details of all the employees who are earning more than the average salary, right? So this is the perfect example of subquery where we are using a query inside a query. So this is the inner query and this is the outer query. And in the inner query, we are getting only one row and one column. So this is also called a scalar subquery, or we can also call a single row subquery. Okay, so where we are getting only one column and one row in the inner query, then we call it as scalar or single row subquery. There is another way of writing this query as like we have this query where we are getting the average salary. Now consider this whole as a table. So we will consider this as a table, and we can give the alias name of this table as, for example, cell. And now what we will do, we will join this table with another table. What we can write here, select star from EMP, right? And join. I will join this table cell. And if you remember from last videos, when we use join, we need to get the on keyword and need to match the columns. So what are the columns which are common in both the tables? So here in this, we have a salary column or average salary, which we have given the name as average salary. And here that the salary column will be will be having the same data type. So here we can say, we can give this as E alias name. So we'll say E dot what we are taking from here salary, and from other query here salary sal dot average salary. This we are taking, but we need not to use the equal sign because we need to find the employees whose salary is greater than average salary. So I will use this greater sign here, and I will okay. Now I will run this query, and you see we have the similar result. We have the same result as the previous query. The only thing is we are using this subquery in join here, and here in the above example we are using it inside the where clause. So both are correct. There are multiple ways of doing it. You must be wondering why we are getting this average salary column and it is same for all the rows, right? So we can avoid this. Why it is getting? Because we are using the join, and in the join we are using asterisk or star. So it will give the output or rows from both the tables. So from employee table we have all those columns, and from this SAL table we are having only this average salary column. If you want to remove this, we can say we don't need column of all the tables from both the tables. We can say e dot asterisk. So now it will give only output of this table. See this, we don't have this column now. So this is a simple example of a single row subquery or scalar row subquery, as it is only returning one row and one column in the subquery, which is this one, right? Uh, but we also have a subquery that returns one row with multiple columns, and it is very less known or very less popular subquery, and that we can say that as a row subquery or a row valued subquery. Let me write row subquery or row valued subquery. Okay, let's see this with an example. So if we want to find the detail of department ID, department name, employee name, and salary of the employees who has the highest salary, right? So we have two tables. We know that we have the two tables, department and EMP. So just notice that in the employee table, we don't have the department ID. We have department name, but we don't have the employee department ID here. But in this department table, we have the department ID and the department name, right? So first, we need to check all the all the employees. We need to check the highest salary of that employee, and how we can get the highest salary of the employee. We can say select star from EMP, right? And we can say order by salary. If I will execute this, we have all the employees and all the details of employees with their salary. Can we write like we need in the descending order, right? We have all the employees with the descending order. Now, what we can do, we don't need all those employees, right? We only need the top one with the highest salary. So can we write like top one asterisk? If I will run this query, then we will have only one row, right? So we have employee ID 79 and name and department name, salary and joining. So here we see we have only one row but multiple column, and this is the one which is called the row subquery or a row valued subquery, right? So here what we can do, we can use this query here as a subquery, right? And let me give the name of this table as cell, and now we can say select star from here. We need to join this with the department table because we don't have department ID, and as per the requirement we need to get the department ID as well. So I will join this table with the department table, right? And I will say let's say give the name as D join, and this table is joined with this, and we'll give the column name here, so d dot dept name, because this is the column which is common in both, and we'll say equals to cell dot department name, right? So now if I will run this query, we will get the employee department ID, department name, employee ID, name, department name, salary, and joining date. So this is what we were expecting in the result. But here again, this department name column is duplicated. You know why? Because here also we are getting the department name from this cell table, and from the main department table we have the department name. So for that again, we can say d dot asterisk, and we will get this one. Sorry, we don't need this. So instead of writing this star, we can say we need d dot dpt id, so dpt id comma d dot dpt name, and from salary or cell we can say cell dot name, right? And what we need, cell dot salary, right? This is what we need: department ID, department name, employee name, and salary. Now if I will run this query, it will give me the desired output. So this is an example of row valued subquery or row subquery, which is a very rare one. Now we will look into multiple row subquery. So multiple row subquery or multi-row subquery, we have two types of multi-row subquery. One is the one where we are getting the multiple rows and multiple column in the inner query, and other one is where we are getting the single column but multiple rows in the inner query. So we will understand again this with an example. For that, we have a question or we have the requirement. We need to find the employees who earns the highest salary from each department, right? So in the output, we will be getting one row for each department, right? So again, I need to refer our table. So here we have 6 departments, and in each department we will have one person or who has the maximum salary, and for that employee we need to find the details. So here what we need to do, we need to first find the highest salary from each department. How we can get that value? We can say select star from EMP, not star, but we need to say the maximum salary, right? Maximum salary from EMP, right here. But here, this is getting the maximum salary of all the employees, irrespective of the department. So I will say department name, comma max salary. And as we are using department name, our non-aggregate column, we need to use group by department name here. Okay, so now we have all the, let me give the name as max cell. We can use as also, and we can use without as also. This will treat it as an alias name. Okay, so we have a department name and the max salary from each department, right? So now we can see here, this is giving multiple column and multi rows, right? So this is an example of multi-row subquery. And if you further dig into it, it will be categorized as two different types of multiple row subquery. So we are looking into first one where it is returning the multiple rows and multiple columns. Now we will use it as a subquery. Okay, and again we will give this we will give this a name. So we can say the name of this one is cell. Now we will say select star from EMP. Okay, and we'll join this one. We can say EMPE, join this cell. Okay, and what is our main purpose here? We need to find the employee who earns the highest salary from each department. So we will say on clause here, and in the on we have the same column department name here, and the same column we have the here, like in the cell this table, right? So and we need to give the condition as well. If I will run this query, it is giving me employee ID, name, department, salary, join date, max salary, everything it is giving. It is not comparing anything, but we need to put one column. We need to put one condition where e dot salary, right? We have e dot salary. This should be equal to what? It should be equal to max salary. So we check the column from here. Cell is the table name. This is the table name, and we are taking the max cell here, right? This is the alias which we have used here, right? So if we will run this query, we will get 6 columns, 6 rows with a 6 department name, different department name, and their highest salary, employee name or employee detail, right? So again, if you see here, department name came twice. You know why? Because now we need to click here and we can say e dot. By this way, we'll get all the details of employee with each from each department. So this is how we use this multiple row and multiple column query, right? Now I will use the example of another subquery, that is single column and multiple rows. Here, this one, single column and multiple rows. For that, we need a statement of problem statement. So problem statement is find the details of employees in those department where the count of employee is 15. So first we need to find the departments where the count of employee is less than or equal to 15. Once we found the details of departments, for example, we have two departments, admin and support, where we have employees more less than or equal to 15. Then we need to find the details of all the employees in those departments, right? This is what our requirement is. So uh, for that, first we will find the departments where the employee count is less than or equal to 15. What we can say? We can say select department name, comma count of employee from EMP. Okay, now we can use group by DPT name, right? Group by department name. So here we have all the employees. Let me write it as EMP. count. So we have admin, finance, HR, IT, sales, support, and those are the employee count. In our question, we are looking for all the departments where the employee count is less than or equal to 15. So we our query or our need will be only this finance department because it has 13 employees, and one is the sales department because it has 15 employees. Other department has more than 15 employees. So we need only two departments. So can we say having count of asterisk or sorry count of employees less than or equal to 15, we can say that, right? So here we have only two employees, sorry, two departments where employees are more than or less than or equal to 15. But as I am saying, I am showing the example of this one where we have single column but multiple rows. But here you see it has multiple columns and multiple rows. So let me remove the department name here because we don't need this here. So if I will run this query, here we are getting the employee count 13 and 15, right? Okay, so now again I will use this query instead of count. We can say we need department name. Why we need count? We'll say DPT name. Okay, right. We need this two department names here, and now I will use this as a subquery. So let me give the whole one as a name, for example cell, and here I will say select star from EMP E and join this one cell on what we can do. We have the department name here, so we can say cell dot department name equal to e dot department name. And if I will run this query, we will have all the details of employees who are in the finance and the sales. And how it did it work. First, it is if you think like this one is as a whole table, like EMP as a one table. So it is saying select star from EMP. So it is taking all the 100 of employees here, but it is joining based on department name and department name here. So first here you see we have this query. It is giving the name of the department only finance and sales. So it is matching those two columns from two different tables. So it is only taking all the employees where this department name from salary column, I mean the finance and sales will be matching. So that's why we are getting the details of all the employees where the name of the department is finance and sales. So this was an example of multi-row subquery where we have single column but multiple rows. You see this here we have single column and multiple rows, right? Now we have a correlated subquery. So what is correlated subquery? In the correlated subquery, the inner query, for example, here this will be called as inner query. So in case of correlated subquery, inner query is dependent on the outer query for result. So this is called the correlated subquery statement or problem statement. We're going to find the employee who earns maximum in their department. So for that, we will use our EMP table. We'll say select max salary from EMP, right? But we don't need this detail because we don't need the maximum salary of the employee. However, we need this in each department, right? So we can say we can use another query, right? Select a star from EMP. Let me give this as E1 because we already have E2. We can say here. We can say where salary is equal to, and we can keep this as a subquery here, right? But here this will not work properly because we need to give the condition here. What condition we need to give here? That we need a maximum salary for each department here. This is what our need is. So we need to fetch the department from here as well as from here. So there are two tables here. One is the max salary. It is taking the maximum salary, and here it is taking the details of all the employees. So if we will write here where salary equals to, and here if we say we can say like where E1 dot sorry, one minute, where E1 dot department name equals E2 dot department name. It is E2 dot department name, right? So if I will try to execute this query, it will give me the expected result. So here we can see we have six names and six departments. So in each department, whoever has the maximum salary, we have displayed here. Now you must be wondering how this result came. So here, just think about the EMP table. Let me run this. So we have this employee table, and here we are saying select star from EMP, where salary. So we are using the salary column here. So consider the first iteration of this one, and here we have salary, and first row we have salary as 45972. Now this salary will be compared with the inner table, and in the inner table we have a max salary from E2. Right. So if you remember, and if you have watched my video of query execution, how the query execute, how the order of the query execution work. So if we consider the whole table, this one here, what first will check for the employee table, and then it will check for the where condition, and after that it will go with the this max or aggregated column, right? This is the order of execution here. So in the employee, once it will come to this employee table, it will see that this is an E2 employee, and here we are using the where condition. So it will check the department name of this one must be equal to the department name of E1. So here, here we have already seen that it has fetched this first row. So from this first row, it will take the admin department as per this condition, and then it will check the this E2 table, and it will get the maximum salary of that particular department. So this department name admin is matching here. So we will have after where clause, what will be the output that SQL Server will get as department name is admin only, right? Admin name is a department name which is common in both. So now it will check the maximum salary of this admin department, and then it will give the maximum salary here, and then it will compare, okay, this is the EMP table, and whether this salary of this particular employee is equal to maximum salary. If it is not, it will go to the next row. For example, here it is getting the next row, right? So similarly it will check for all the rows. So if it has 100 rows, so it will check 100 times. That's why correlated subquery is very slow, because it will check for all the rows here, right? So this is how we can get the details of all the employees, who is earning maximum in the department. Now we have another subquery. Those are called the nested subquery. So in the nested subquery, we use a query inside a query. That is called the nested subquery. So for that, let me give the problem statement here. So we need to find the department where total salary of the department is more than the average salary of the total department. So there are two, three things here you need to find. First, we need to find the total salary of the department. So we need to find each department total salary. We need to find first, and then out of those total, we need to find the average, right? And we need to find the department where the total salary of the department is more than the average salary. So let me see. First, we can get the select a star from, not a star, but we need to find select sum of salary from EMP, but we need it as, if we run this, it will give the sum of salary of all the employees, but we need department wise, right? So we will say department name comma sum of salary from EMP, and we'll say group by department name. Right here we have got the department name and as well as the total salary, right? Yeah, we have found that. Now we have to find the average of this total salary, right? We have to find the average of this total salary. So how we can find the average of this total salary? We can say, we can write here select average of let me give this name, this table name, or alias, we can say, we can give the name as TS. So the whole table, now we will consider this as a table. So here we will give the alias name as a TS. So we will say select average of TS dot, we'll say we have total sal here, right? Here we are getting the total salary of this from this table, right? We can see that we are considering this as a whole table, and now we have given this name as TS, and now we are finding the average of total salary. So let's see what we get here. We are getting this average salary. Let me see AVG cell. Here we are getting average salary of the total of all the departments, right? But now we need to compare this. We need to compare the total salary of the department with the average. Now we have the total as well as we have the average, but we in the average when we are getting the average salary, we are using the total salary, right? So what we need to do, we need to find it out, and for that, what we can write here, first we consider this as single table and this as another table. So let's see, we have one table as this one, right? So here, from here we are getting the total salary, and from here we are getting the average salary of that total, or we can say here average total salary. So we are getting the average total salary, and this is the average salary. Oh, sorry, this is the total salary of all the departments. Now we want to compare the result of both. So what we need to do, we have to give those as an alias, right? So this, let me give the name of this as TSP. Okay. And again, I need to give this alias as T-cell. Okay. Now we have those two tables. Let me now join those table and compare the result. So here we can say select star from this table, and we can join this table with another one which we have here, right? So we are using two tables. One is T cell and another one is TSP, right? And we need to write the on condition. On, what we need to do, we need to say TSP dot total salary, and we can say total salary is greater than T cell dot average total, right? This is what we need. We need to get the department name where total salary is greater than the total average salary. So here, let me give you one more example here, that we have total. Let me write it. What is the total average salary? It is the total average salary. And if I will write the name of, I feel like if I will find the sum of total salary, here we have. So in the output, we will get all those whichever have the total salary is more than this number, right? So we can see we have this admin department and HR department, and I think there's three departments we'll get in the output. Let's see. Yeah, we have all the departments, three departments where average salary, where the total salary is greater than the average of all those departments. So this is it about subqueries. I will request you to please go and watch this video again and understand the concept and try to do it by yourself. Then only you will be able to get all the concepts, because if you watch the video only, it will not be helpful. And until you practice the concept, you will not be master of it. So that's it. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.